begun. This is day 1, week number what? This is week number what? Anyone know? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Something's wrong.
We could have you.
You can hear me? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I wasn't anyone responding, so I was like, boy, I wonder if they could hear me. This is day 1, week number. Anyone can remember?
14.
14. Yeah, 14. All right, it's been 14 weeks already. For those who started with us in January, it's been 14 weeks. Um, and it takes 15 weeks to complete a course. At least in COB, our courses is only 15 weeks, 15 weeks, and then exams. Um, and so we are just about basically done with the whole um, semester if we calculate it like that. Um, and we only have a few more weeks left, and then exams. So
So after like June, we're done then.
yeah. What else you want us to do?
Okay.
What else you want us to do, Nancy?
No.
You have any ideas?
No. I just wanted to know.
Confirm, like positive.
Yeah, because I have my exams in at the beginning of June, so like,
Oh,
I think the last week in May, I'll probably be done.
yeah, you'll be done. The only thing that we'll have to do is like for those people who are taking exams, like the day before your exam, um, or the days before your exam, we'll have to do just concentrate on that particular paper. So that's probably the only thing that I would really focus on, like for those people who are taking, um, like for example, if you're taking extended math, before paper 3, we just have to do paper 3 questions. Before paper 2, it'll be wise just to do paper 2 questions, and then before paper 1, it'll be wise just to do paper 1 questions, so that your brain will be in tune and gear for those particular type of questions. All right. So that's how it should be done. But depending on the exam that is there, you focus the class based on that particular exam that's there. So that's how we have to play it. At least that's what I'm thinking. And so that's all right. So let's begin. Um. So where are we? This is number. Wait, give me one moment. All right, go. All right, so let's begin. Um. So we're gonna start with. As we can start with this paper. Where were we last time? We finished this question. Um. Then we was on what? We didn't do this question. So I guess we're on number 17 because we finished doing the sketch of the isosceles triangle, and so we should be on number 17. Okay, so let's begin with this question.
We got
Go ahead. Go ahead. Say it again.
us.
I can't hear you.
Question 17. We have that already.
We have that already?
Yeah.
We did that?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so we did number 17. So where did we stop?
Yeah. We did it last week.
Where did we stop? What number?
Okay.
What number did we stop at?
Maybe okay.
Good evening, Miss Cooper.
I think we stop exactly on a speedboat question.
Okay.
Yeah, we stopped on the same
Oh
question.
wait, yeah. And then it was flipping it, right? Okay, that's true. Alright, so let's begin with number 18. Alright. Hello, Kennedy. How you doing?
I'm alive and good enough.
And usually they say I'm alive and well. So that's how it usually is stated. Are you aware of that?
Yeah,
Okay.
trying to switch it up, you
Try to
know.
switch it out. Alright. So please take down this question and let's consider it together. Right? So if you hear background noise, it's because I'm not home alone. And you can't tell the people around you to be quiet because that's like telling a dog to stop barking, right? They don't listen. So please bear with me. So Patsy bought 6 dresses costing a total of $300 for her shop. She sold each dress for $61. Calculate the amount of money she made from the sale of all the dresses. All right, so we're trying to figure out the amount of money she made from the sale of all the dresses. Um, so write down the question and let me know how you think we can answer it.
Is it TV multiplier?
Why would you multiply?
So we divide from.
Uh, why would you divide? Okay, how much did she made from the sale of all the dresses? Anyone have an idea of how we're gonna do it? Think about it.
Okay, sorry, I just popped in again. What question are you asking?
Like, how much did she made from the sale of all the dresses? She
We
bought
Multiply.
bought 6 dresses at a
six
cost of a
dresses
total
costing a
cost of
total of $300.
$300. She
She
sold
sold
each
each dress
dress.
for $61. How much? Yeah.
How much is the total? So she's going to multiply that by
No,
six.
how much did she make? The total
In
amount of money
total.
she made from all the sale. Yeah,
So isn't that she's going to multiply 61 by 6
yeah, 61 by 6.
to get the total amount?
Yeah, the total amount. Good. So multiplying 61 by 6. Remember, we want the total amount that she made, right?
So why you say why would we multiply?
Did I say it was wrong? Oh, it's cool, but you're something else, boy. Did I say it was wrong? I didn't say it was wrong. All right, so make sure write this question down and send the notes to me on WhatsApp picture, okay? So we have 6 times 1, which is what?
6,
6 times 6 is
36,
36.
36.
Very good. So how much was the total amount that she made?
366.
Very good. $256. So total amount made. Is that a profit?
Yeah, it's a
Some of it, not
profit.
all of it. Most of it.
No, it's not a profit. Like Nancy said, some of it, not all of it. So what is that word that we use? Um, that indicates that part of the proceeds or part of the money generated is profit, and part of it is expenses. What's that word that we use?
Net.
Not net. No, net is the amount that we get after all expenses are taken care of.
Weekly
You mean
earnings or
what?
something like that? Earning? Week of weekly earning or something?
No, not weekly, not earnings. Not that I know what this we use. You want a hint?
Please.
Please? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The upper may get it immediately. It start with R.
Rate.
Revenue?
Revenue. Yeah. So revenue. Um, revenue received is another way that they could ask this question. It's $366. So revenue is actually um revenue is actually sorry is actually gonna be your expenses, right? How much you had to pay for the items plus your profit. That's what revenue is. Okay. So that's your expenses plus your profit. Okay, so the total amount that she made, which is her revenue, is $366. But that's not a profit. And some people just get that mixed up. So you ask someone, um, let's say someone they own a business, right? And you ask them, should I get into, this business? They say, yeah, man, I make so much money. And then you said, well, how much you make a day or a week? Let's say a week. How much you make a week? Man, I make $965 every week. Say, whoa, wow, that's a good business, boy. I should go into that business. Question: does that mean you should go into that business?
No.
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 No. Well, why?
What
Because when
works for
she
them don't work for you.
That's true,
ain't,
but
ain't only that, but it's just that
uh-huh.
she can't guarantee that all of that money go into her because after she done pay the people, gotta sort out all her bills and balance out it because not all the money belongs to her. She have to invest
Exactly.
back into it to get more
Ah,
flow in. So
exactly.
basically, she probably only getting at least 20% of it,
Probably only that.
closely 30.
Probably on like so if she's making $965, right, a week, right? She did not tell you that she have overhead expenses of rent, which is 4,000 a month for the building, right? She didn't tell you that you have to pay staff, right? There's another 1,500, right? She didn't tell you that she have to pay for the plates and the items and the goods and the rice and the oil and the pasta and all them stuff. She didn't tell you that she have to pay let's say $700 for that. And so at the end of the day, this $965 weekly. Oh, that barely could that you barely scraping. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So when persons tell you their how much they make or how much they earn, don't get too surprised. Like companies would be like, well, we had revenue of $1.5 million, right? You'd be like, whoa, wow, that's so cool. Yeah, your revenue.
That's a good first quarter.
More, that's a good first quarter, but more than that, that's revenue. I'm interested in revenue. Who's interested in revenue? Only one thing I need to hear. I need to hear revenue. I want to hear profit. Like you said, Mr. Bethel, net. I want to hear how much your net income is. Now, if your net income is 85 million a year, well, boy, I ain't gonna lie, you saying something. You saying something. But if that ain't your net, if that ain't your profit, surprising. Okay, so that's important to know the difference. Okay, um, so be careful. So the total amount that she made from all the dresses is $366. That sounds like a big amount, right? But we haven't calculated a profit yet, just a revenue. So can I move this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
I thought we was in accounting just now.
Well, maths is in everything, right? Shoots.
No, I mean with all the phrases and that like little equation you do.
Ah,
Expense plus profit equals
uh,
so liabilities and all of that.
yeah, and all the interesting factors, right?
Well, you was do that too? Oh no.
I'm learning. Let me just put it like that.
Okay.
Yeah. We had to do a little bit of it in Math 169. I did like that class. Like, man, I love Math 169. That's business calculus. And so we had to learn that. So it was a good class. And finite math. We learned that in finite math too.
So I gotta come to you with my business idea then.
You ain't gotta come to me. Gotta go to expert. I guess.
And I go to the bank for it. I know they can just take it and go.
All right. So total profit. What is a profit? How are we gonna get a profit?
Subtract.
Subtract. You sure about that, Miss Cooper, or are
Yeah,
you just
I
guessing?
sure.
Sure. Okay. So you
I
can.
agree with that.
You agree with that? Okay. Now, survey says that all two of y'all are totally correct. All right. So she got to subtract $366. Sorry, $300 from $366. So it's gonna be 366 minus $300. All right. Important. That's a profit. Someone is asking a question.
No, I said $66.
Say it again.
I said $66.
$66.
$66. Okay, good. These numbers are creepy. Dun 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 dun.
Why?
6666. But
Oh,
he's straight on the side. He's straight on the side. We get it's just numbers, you know.
Yeah, really?
You know what make it even more creepy is that 3 plus 3 is also 6.
Oh no!
Oh, 6 o'clock.
And it's 6 o'clock. Wow. All I need is the devil's horn. That's all. And then we'll be.
I am not involved. I am
Nothing.
not involved.
got a Bible right there. I know about this.
Oh, but that number, you don't be afraid of that number, man. Like, if it comes in the tally, when you tally in something in your exam, don't be afraid to write it. Like, you ain't get punished. Like, it's just calculate it, you know. But it does have special implications, and we know that. Okay, so the profit made on the cost price. All right. So the profit made on the cost price. This one I'm gonna leave to Nancy because I know she always have problems with this. Nancy, how do we do this? The profit made on the cost price. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I bet if my understanding, what you would do is, wouldn't you put that 66 over 6 to get the amount for
66,
each?
66 over what?
Over 6?
Over 6?
You think so?
No, no, no,
100?
no,
No. 66 over 366?
no.
No, 300.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
But then,
yeah.
I never get it. I never get this. That's
All right,
insane.
so remember how the formula go. We gotta, because we want the profit made on the cost price. And so remember that,
Oh, profit on cost price.
yeah, profit on cost price. So they telling you the formula right there. So we know that,
So what you're saying is, if I put 66 on divided by, 66 divided by 6, I won't be able to get the individual cost price on each
because we
dress.
ain't looking for the in. I thought that that's what you was thinking about. We're looking at, first of all, the denominator have to be bigger than the numerator. At least that's the way how these questions typically go. So that's a hint. So the mere fact that you use 6, you know that that was a wrong um number to use. They're not talking about the units, the individual units, right? They're talking about the cost price in terms of the total cost, all right? To to get the total cost to pay for all of the shirts. I mean, all of the items that the lady had. And so so what we're looking at the profit over the cost price multiplied by what?
100.
100. All right, that's our solution. All right, so remember that the profit in this case, we saw that the profit, we just calculated the profit. What was the profit?
66.
66, very good. The profit was 66. And the cost price, we talk about the total cost price now, not the individual cost price.
300.
300.
400.
Very good, 300. And so therefore, we are able to now complete this equation or compute this expression. So let's do it. Bring it to the side. Good. All right, so let's do it. So it's going to 66. Sorry, let's go. 66 divided by 300 multiplied by 100 over
1.
1.
1.
100 over 1 over 1. And so what we could do is that we can cancel out, right? So
Yes, sir.
the 0 would go with the 0.
Sorry, good afternoon. Sorry for interrupt. How you get the one?
How I get the 1? Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. Now,
Uh-huh.
any whole number can be expressed as a fraction of over 1. So say for example 6 equals
Uh-huh.
6 over 1, right? We could always write any whole number as a fraction. We could always write any whole number over 1 because 6 divided by 1 is still 6.
Uh-huh.
So that's why we could write it like that. So for
Okay.
example 7, that's equal to 7 over 1 because 7 over 1 is still 7 divided by 1, which is still 7.
Okay.
And so the same thing is for 100. We could just write 100 over 1. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Good question. All right. So good. So now we have um, 6. Okay. So we cancel this 0 with this 0. All right. And so we have 66 multiplied by 1, which is
Mm-hmm.
simply 66. And we have 3 multiplied by 1, which is
It's
3.
3.
Very good.
Okay.
And so what is 66 divided by 3?
22.
22.
Oh, y'all know already. I have to divide this. Huh? 3 and 3 into 6 goes twice. 3 times 2 is 6. I know Miss Cooper loving this boy. She loved by hand. Right, Miss Cooper?
Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you, right? All right. Good. All right. And Nancy responds by saying, because you have the calculator. All right. 22.
I have no comment.
So 22%, right? So the percentage of profit made on the cost price is 22%.
But you have like never.
That's good.
Is there any chance of this coming on the Bgcse? I can never get this. This is
Yeah,
too
yeah.
complicated.
Slim chance, babe.
Not slight chance. Not slight chance. They like to bring these questions. They could easily bring this on a paper one.
It's too. I don't know. I just have to remember profit and total cost price. I just
What
write
you
it
have to
down.
remember is just remember that the bigger number goes at the bottom and the smaller number goes on top. That's typically how it
But
goes.
I always identify an individual one first, then I just go through the whole process.
No, don't do the individual one. At least it depends on the question. But here it's very easy to identify. Like I said, if you go with the individual one, you know that you end up in problems because it's going to be 66 over 6, and then you have a denominator that is smaller than the numerator, and that's not typically how the expressions work. So you know what your profit is. You know it's going to be. You know they mentioned two things: profit and cost price. Okay. Profit is 66. Cost price is either six or 300. But it can't be 6 because 6 is too small, so we use 300. So it's straightforward. And they're that deep. So it's 22%. So the profit, it's a 22% profit. Someone asks, is that good? Is that good? 22% profit. I mean, it depends. It depends on, I can be honest with you, it depends on how long it takes to get this profit. Because I think please send in the notes right away. Send in the, whoa, we have a whole slew of people. Miss Cooper, Jackson, but Nancy here. What is this? Nancy, I mean, what the name is? Cooper. Like, come on, like, you in class. What do you say? Oh, hi. Nancy, is that your hair on your profile?
All up in my business.
All right. Oh my goodness. Oh, my. She was just have profiles of just a teacher and an apple, like like just to make sure that everything is just you know academic. Um, what's her name? What's his name? Bethel asks, is this profit? Okay, so somebody ready? I'm sending the photo of their work. Thank you, Miss Penniman. She sent us in the photo of her work of the question she wrote down and the answer. I want everyone to do that for me, please. Um, take a picture of your work, the notes that you're taking. Okay, so thank you, Miss Penniman. Now he asks if this profit 22% is a good profit, and I would answer by saying it depends on how quickly you're generating this. So um if the thing costs $300, so she bought six dresses, right? It costs $300, and she sells and it takes her 4 weeks to sell these six dresses, right? That means in 4 weeks, how much did she make?
Nothing.
Say none. She made $66, right? In 4 weeks, right?
Bad. That's very bad.
Exactly. So that's the thing. It depends on the amount of time it takes and that's one thing that's very important. We call it the turnover, right? In accounting, we call it turnover, like or we call it rate of turnover, right? Um, like how quickly you're able to um turn over your inventory, right? And so you can imagine if your rate of turnover is greater, what does that tell you about the business?
Booming.
Booming, right? Because the amount of time it takes to clear out your inventory is fast. So that means that um that means that people want the product. That could also mean that you need to start being cheap and start stocking, so that um when they come, it wouldn't turn over so quickly, so that it would be enough to supply. So, persons in managing for um um capacities, they look at the rate of turnover of the inventory and to see, what products they need to keep, what products they need to let go, what products they need to get more of, what products is doing bad, what product is doing good. And so rate of turnover is very important. And that also helps with profit, because if the rate of turnover is increasing, that means, wow, we're making a lot of profit, and we're making profit quickly, and that's very important for business.
And when I say we, I'm just me and the business owner.
All right, Mr. Bethel, greedy Bethel. ah, okay, nothing wrong with profit. Do you need profit? If you need profit, if you don't get profit, then why are you in business?
But did you know I had a business online, right? I was making profit.
Uh-huh.
But I just stopped because it was so tedious.
Oh wow. Okay. wow. That's wait.
Yeah, on every sale I could have made like $15 to $20.
Okay. Okay.
I could sell like 5 a week.
Uh-huh.
Because I didn't like if I wanted to go mainstream, I had to start investing in programming, to
Yeah.
make it automated and like
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah. We did this. We did A and B. I can't remember we left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. We did I.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me know that. Oh, we was on this, right? Yes, we was on this question. Did we finish this question?
My
We never started.
We never started it. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Um. All right. So let's go. So this is how your paper three questions are gonna look. Easy, right? Simple semicircle, simple, you know,
I
triangle.
pray in your I pray for y'all Bgcse students.
Come on, Kennedy. Like this is a regular right triangle that everybody knows. A regular semicircle that everybody knows. Like regular pie that everybody knows. Right? You know? Nothing to it. Right? Right? And they are silent.
No.
Anyway, the template below consists of a semicircle and a right angle triangle. So here's a semicircle, as we know, and then we have the right angle triangle. How do we know it's right angle triangle?
Because that square thing.
Yeah, because of the ball, right? I'm surprised Mr. Bethel didn't say because they said it in the question.
All
um,
right, writing down.
and then AB equals 8, BC equals 6, and the angle ABC is 90 degrees. So they're talking about this one is 90. Notice that pi here is equal to 3.142, right? And so some people think that, okay, pi is always 3.14. No, that's not true, right? That's an approximation. So here, they wrote pi correct to 3 decimal places, all right? Okay, so here we want the length of the diameter AC. And so that means that we want this length right now, AC, right at this length. And someone suggested a way that we could do it. How can we figure out the length of this diameter?
You mean the a squared base times c squared? Can it work for this?
You think it can?
Yeah, because we got two sides. I'm positive. I'll just try it and figure if it makes sense. I'll keep it.
Okay, all right. Anyone agree with her suggestion? She's saying we should use Pythagoras theorem.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
You agree? Okay. That's Miss Hannah.
Anna.
Anna.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you know the Pythagoras theorem.
I know it too much,
Uh-huh.
but I trying to
Uh-huh.
just listen what you're saying on how to do it.
Okay,
But
okay.
they understood what she said just now.
Okay,
Yeah,
it makes sense. All right.
yeah.
Okay. Now Miss Nancy. Don't lead my students astray now. She doesn't India. So let's see, Miss.
I have no faith. Sorry, I have no faith in me. It's a question I tried to answer. I don't know.
Okay, so let's try the Pythagoras theorem, right? So, but anyway, but we know it's gonna work. Like we don't have to guess. Let me tell you why we don't have to guess. Because remember, Pythagoras theorem, we know Pythagoras theorem always works if we are given two sides and we have to find a missing side. All right, so we know it'll work, right? So we can call this side A, right? We can call this side B, all right? And we can call this side C because it's the hypotenuse, right? And the hypotenuse is always the longest side, that's C. All right, so yeah, this is a direct application of Pythagoras theorem. So we have C squared is equal to A squared plus what? Plus what?
B
Isn't it the
square.
other way around?
B square.
Yeah, B squared. What do you mean?
Like B square plus C square.
No, So
minus A squared. No?
oh, that's because we had defined B that time. So in that case, we didn't know what B was. B was another side. So here we want the longest side. So every time you want the longest side, you have to use C. So C is
Okay.
always the longest side. But if we want to find a side other than C, that'll be either A or B. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is A? A is what?
8.
A is 8. Very good. So it's gonna be 8 squared. Open bracket. Put the 8 inside. So that's 8 squared plus B squared. What is B?
6 squared.
6. Very good. So 6 squared. Very good. So C squared equals to what is 8 squared?
64.
64.
64. Very good. I hope y'all didn't look at the back of the book for that.
Why would we do that, Mr. BT?
Why would we do that? Eh?
Use the calculator.
I quit maths, Mr. BT.
What is 6 squared?
36.
36.
Very good. And what is 64 plus 36?
100.
64 plus 36. Money.
I'm sorry, I can be quiet. Let me let you go. Sorry.
Nancy, like, boy, this Bgcse, I see this my stuff, man. I answering all the questions.
No, sorry, Lido. Go ahead. Mr. Pinder, right?
Pinder. Mr. Pinder and his friend Peter and I got.
I'm surprised Jonathan came in today.
He ain't come in yet. You know how he's coming. He's trailing like 7:45. Hello,
Man,
Mr.
Mr. Peter, you should always know whenever I'm here, we never have this situation. But every time you come here, it always happens.
Okay. Now we're gonna take the square root of both sides, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so remember that when we take the square root, these two cancel. So the square root and the square cancel so each other. So we are left with C is equal to
10.
very
10.
good, Lionel. The square root of 100 is
10.
10. Very good. Why is the square root of 100 is 10?
Because 10
10 times 10 was 100.
Okay, all right. Y'all don't kill me. Okay. I'll say that with power, like, because 10 times 10 is 100. I'm like, oh, wow. Very good. Very good. I hope you all be just like that in the exam.
Yes, we know.
That's a long story.
Yes.
Mr. BT,
Yes, sir.
are we going to do social studies today since we didn't do it on was it Thursday or Friday?
Oh,
It was
yeah,
Thursday.
it was Thursday. Man, Thursday was an interesting day. Wow. Thursday.
That means we could do social studies today, please.
No, sir.
No!
No, sir.
But we missed it. But we missed
That's
it.
it.
in my social studies.
I'm
No,
no
you
game,
didn't
so.
miss social studies. I'm sure you all revised over the notes we did last class and said, you know what, let me instead of taking an early class, let me go over my notes for the hour and be a good student and don't just go and do what textbook.
I was packing, so I ain't do nothing. You kill all the hopes in James just now. No, sir. I'm the truth.
I'm not ready. We doing one of my favorite subjects today. English, can't we?
No.
I love it.
As a BD, you never reply to me.
Oh, I mean, come on, man. That was
See,
There's
it
a
only me. It's
one-sided relationship going on here.
Mr. BT,
my goodness.
only me. I see. I have witnesses. You answer us, right?
What?
he
I don't know.
leaving
Yeah, he
people on,
like put you on read though. That's
he leaving people on read?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that from Mr. BT.
Oh,
It's the thing you rate us, you know. You rate us.
my goodness, that's so. Y'all gotta bear with me, man. Man, it ain't easy being Mr. Petit.
You just gotta beg him to answer you. You just gotta call him and beg.
That's not true. My goodness, if only y'all know, man. If only y'all know. Like I mean to want to answer, but boy,
We just bugging. We know you're busy. You
stuff has
bugging.
come up. I understand.
Yeah, you bugging. You really bugging, man.
yeah,
Relax.
yeah. Please, man. Please bear with
Yeah,
me.
but there's after them stuff over is, that's when you could, give us a little bit of daylight.
Say it again.
I can understand when stuff come up, you gotta deal with it. But after, we still exist.
Yeah, you do. That's the thing. And then by that time, it's 3 a.m. And it's like,
All of that.
yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy because then it's supposed to be using our phones in school. Um, that's the rule. Um, they probably soon find
Teachers are not supposed to use their phone in school.
no.
That's bad. That's sad. What does it?
Yeah, we on ban. We on ban. I guess
I was a student. I had the phone on me every day. What is it? That's terrible.
yeah, we on, unless it's after school. But I mean, I don't follow that rule, right? But I mean, I probably soon get kicked out for that.
After school, you still get that phone taken. You should see how they carry on in ninth grade when they get in their phone taken and then carry on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
You soon get right up.
so I get right up, eh?
Prefects had in my school. The prefects had the privilege to not get searched. Like when you go to the game, they don't search the prefects. I used to walk direct straight in. Wow.
Favoritism.
It's discrimination at the highest stage.
But that was the rules.
Wow.
You see how in my school you don't check prefect.
Wow.
That's not me.
Impressive. Wow, you gotta get away. All right, so
The question.
Go ahead.
The question. We finished study.
Oh my goodness, I just gone straight to another question.
We have B.
Come on.
So see, I didn't write that question mark. We can't finish that.
How in the world you ready write that school for?
Yeah, I don't like when you.
All right, so what question we is on this? The length of we definitely can't finish all this in one go. We'll be here all night on this one question. Let's do B, and then I can go back to the thing. Y'all know how do I alternate?
But see, it ain't my fault if mine was like drunk in the night.
You know how your notes is good.
Yeah, but you did a whole Bgcse question, like.
Come on, the question takes like 2 minutes. All right. All right, so let's do this. So we want the area of the triangle. Okay, so we know what is the
It's AB sine C over 2.
Very good, Mr. 1.
Can you repeat that, please?
You mean me or what?
The formula. I didn't hear it.
Give it to what, please?
It's AB sine C over 2.
Very good. So you have a triangle, it's going to be equal. See? But, half base time. We don't need that, We don't need that.
I was about to say.
We don't need that because we have the base and the height. Base times height over 2. Yeah, we don't need that formula. I mean, that formula only is used when we do not have the base and the height. What is the base?
8.
What?
10. 10. 10.
8.
What?
6.
Oh, 6.
I said 6. Sorry.
Wow.
No.
Oh.
I am your loyal student.
Wow. I really need to do this.
I said 6. I am the wow.
How the base get 10 though? Remember, the base. Oh my goodness.
No, Mr. We know. I was saying 8
we
because
can write it down. We're gonna write it down.
Oh boy.
Wow. That time I think all my students get an A++.
It's all a lie.
We can't identify the base. Wow. Remember.
I mean, the triangle could turn different ways.
Yeah, that's why we have. There's a way that you always know. Remember that the base is always perpendicular to the height. All right. So it forms a 90-degree angle with the height. That's why you always can identify the base and heights, no matter how I rotate the triangle. So for example, see if we get a nice triangle there. Good. So which one is the base? Which one is the height? One moment. Let me do one more thing.
Base.
So we know that once we find this right triangle, right? We know that. Which one is the base?
The bottom one.
The bottom one is the base. Which one is the height?
Side.
A long one. Yeah.
It cannot be this. Why?
So that's the hypotenuse.
That's the hypotenuse. This is this, and it doesn't form a right triangle with this. Notice the angle that is formed, right? That's less than 90. And notice the angle that's formed here is less than 90. So this base doesn't form a right triangle with this side. So it cannot be the base. All right. And so be careful with choosing your base. Your base is always perpendicular to your height. Similarly, if we were to move this, if I were to, change the orientation of this. So if I were to say, I must get so confused. We know, how we know, da. Watch.
It sound that squeaky. Wow.
All right, so with this one. All right, so let's do it again. Good. All right, so let's just say we have it like that. Which one is the base? Which one is the height?
Base on the left side.
So base is gonna be here. Height is gonna be here. So either way, whichever one you choose is gonna be right. Just don't choose this one. All right, because again, this is hypotenuse, and there's no the angle formed between here. Those are less than 90. All right. Let's keep that. Give me one moment. Anyway, let me just allow y'all to write that down. Okay, so we good?
We're good.
Yes, so
Also,
We're good.
All right, good stuff. So let's move. So remember that the height is always perpendicular to the base. All right, so let's go back to this question. Okay, so our base is going to be 6 and our height is going to be 8.
8.
So 6 times 8. 6 centimeters times 8 centimeters.
We have to put the centimeters when we doing this.
Yeah, put the centimeters. Because it's gonna affect your answer, remember? Because 6 times 8 is what?
48 centimeters squared.
That's 48
It's gonna be 48 centimeters what?
square.
And
Centimeters.
I need to divide it by.
I mean, you can divide by 2. Excuse me. Divide by 2. I cannot believe that this is.
24.
I can't believe this on a Bgcse paper.
Surprisingly.
I can't believe this. What is this world coming to?
24.
They're trying to let their students
Technology.
pass.
Wow.
Mr. BG, what happened?
4 centimeters. Right.
This elementary. It's like putting 2 plus 2 on your exam. Like, why would they do that?
Because they ain't want you to be a critical thinker. They just want you to be a sheep.
Oh my goodness! Come on, oh my.
Okay, hi. How you get the 24 centimeter? You divided the 48. You divided 48 from 2?
Yeah, 48 by 2. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Good question.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's 24 centimeters square.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's why we get the area of the triangle. And area of the triangle is just basically the space that's inside there, right? That's what the area means.
Okay.
Now, if we asked for the perimeter of the triangle, we would have to do that a different way. We would have to, if I said perimeter of the triangle, how would we do it? What would we have done?
Add that.
You add them all.
Right?
Yeah, add all
You add 8, 6, and 10.
plus 10 plus 6, that would give us the perimeter. But here they just asked for the area of the triangle, so that's good.
Maybe 24 as well.
8 and 6, sorry, 8 and 10 is 18. 18 plus 6 is what?
24.
Yeah, 24. But it's going to be 24 centimeters, not centimeters squared. Okay, so let's continue. Since they insist on me finishing this question, like, how can you finish their question? You ain't finish our question. And so, Jeremiah, you don't need to have your mic on, your camera on.
Hold on.
Not lying up, Jeremiah. Alright, so we want the area of the semicircle. Oh, that should be easy. Wow, why are they doing this? This paper 2A. This has to be paper 2. This can't be paper 2.
It's gotta be paper 2.
This paper 2. Oh, they had me scared.
Wait, it was?
Yeah, it's paper 2. Okay, good. Because we finished paper 3. Oh, I see why. I see why. Okay, it makes sense. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Okay, so area of the semicircle. So this just basic stuff. Paper 2 though, come on. Anyway, I don't understand why they so basic, but anyway, that's because math is easy. I just remember that's true. So we want the area of the semicircle, and so we want this area. We want the space in here. And we know that this line, right? If you call the diameter, we saw that this is how much centimeters?
10.
10.
And you know what I didn't see? We put centimeters, right? I wonder if that's centimeters for true. Because I see no units on that. They ain't tell us.
So we don't include the centimeter squares because they don't put it.
No, so we need to put units squared. Okay, so we can't put centimeter squared there. I didn't. Okay, thanks for that correction. It's a unit squared. Okay, so let me erase. So we're gonna remove this. So I thought it was centimeters. That's interesting. 6 units. 8 units. And so it's going to be unit squared. Good. Okay. It's strange that they didn't put no units though. Alright, so that's good. Alright, so next up. And so what this units just basically mean is that whatever unit you have, or whatever unit it is, take that unit and square it. Alright, that's what we're saying. Okay, so that's strange though. Why would they do that? Ask the whole area question and don't include the units. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, it's weird. Very weird. Calculate total area. Wow, they probably really want us to use units. Alright. Okay, so we want the area of the semicircle. Anyone can remember the area of the semicircle equation?
Pi r squared over 2.
Say it again.
Pi r squared over 2.
Very good. Pi r squared over 2. So area of semicircle is going to be equal to, someone sending me a message. Okay. Is equal to pi r squared divided by 2.
It's a particular question. You have r squared. That means the end result gonna be squared because there's no other. Will the n be squared basically, like unit?
Yeah, we gonna square.
R.
Yeah. So what we could do, we could leave out the units for now, because this means, because if we go back, this means unit squared, right? Or we could write square units, either one. So we could do that at the end instead of including it in the equation, just to save space, or to save us from actually having to put it in.
I have it at the end. I just was trying to figure out if it's squared or not.
Yeah, fill square. So we know that pi is equal to, they told us in the question. Anyone remember?
3.142.
3.142. Someone riding motorbike, and wow, on a whole motorbike. Pi is
That's
equal to
right there.
3.142. R is equal to what? We know R is what? Say it again.
I think I wrote it. Never mind.
Half the diameter.
Ow!
Diameter.
She's getting bite on call.
What is it? So
Nancy was getting bite on call.
I wasn't wrong by that, didn't cheat.
that's your problem. You doubting yourself. Don't doubt yourself. That's the typical problem with my female students. They always doubting themselves. Always.
Blame society.
No blaming society. You don't blame society. I blame it on society.
I ain't gonna lie, Mr. PT, right? Like when I'm about to say an answer, like a question you give us, right? And I whisper it, right? And when someone like say it out loud, they just get the answer. Sometimes I be scared, like when I say an answer.
No, don't be scared.
I agree with you, Lionel.
If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. No shame in the game.
It's embarrassing,
What's
especially you say
I
with
know,
pride.
it ain't embarrassing. Like,
Mr. Petit, especially something you're teaching over and over. And we go right there and get it wrong, like this.
I mean, just look, just okay. It's only embarrassing because you and this may be going into psychology again. Like, it's only embarrassing because you derive meaning from it, right? So you get it wrong, and yeah, and and we move on.
People
Like,
side eye.
there's no, like, the only reason why it matters is because your brain is telling you it matters because you derive meaning from it. Now, why didn't your brain tell you how much stairs you had to climb this morning, or how much bowel movements you had last night? It's because it's irrelevant. But your brain can tell you if you answered wrong, it's a shame because your brain is deriving meaning from it. But what you gotta tell your brain is, I got the question wrong, and whenever someone try to embarrass you, like, embarrassment only comes. Let me go into psychology 101. Embarrassment only comes when there is, um, when there's denial, or when a person derives meaning from that embarrassment. So I got a 1 point. Or what did you put the GPA? A 1 point. And and it stops, right? Like, there's no, you know, like, I
That's
got a one
cool.
point. Like, like, okay. And does that define me? Are you saying that define me? Can I do better? Of course I could do better. Am I gonna do better this semester? Of course I can do better this semester. So you telling me I got a 1 point is what right now? Exactly, it's irrelevant, right? So don't put yourself down, and don't let no one put you down, right? Um, so no, shame in your scheme. 10 divided by 2 is 5.
5. Yeah.
All right.
I was wondering why you put 10 instead of just putting 5.
Yeah, we divide by 2 because remember the radius is half the diameter.
I know, but I thought you just was going to put 5 instead of.
Okay. So we're gonna replace it. Pi is 3.14, 2. And remember, when we have pi and r together like that, we mean multiply. So we're gonna multiply it by r squared. Remember, r is
5
5. Very good.
Why?
squared.
Squared. Very good. All over 2. Look at that straight line, eh? I mean, it's almost straight. That's freehand.
My cricket.
Yeah, that's expected. 3.142.
Wow.
That's typical, Miss Cooper. 5 squared is what?
25.
25.
25.
5 times 5, right? Divided by, oh, oh, I trying to Miss Cooper and I gotta erase that. Yeah.
I no way.
Erase that.
That's how you sit at my line going cricket. You.
So, Mr. Petit, you trying to say we gotta learn how to control our mind then?
Oh yeah, you gotta learn how to control your mind. And I knew I had a feeling that was gonna perk your interest, right? Because you
I guess no. I was surprised he take that ask the
that
question.
long. Exactly, because I know he don't be on maths. He's be in physics. He's be in psychology. He's be in accounts. He in that.
You thinking of some good question.
Yeah.
I really wasn't. I actually wasn't even looking at what you was doing just now. I was trying to do some research on what you was saying.
Uh,
Listen, BT, I ain't gonna lie, right? But for me, right, I just have a weird thing. Like, I keep telling, like, why junior school feels so easier than primary school.
for real?
Yeah, to me,
Wow, that's crazy.
kind of.
I mean, it could be a number of factors. Maybe it could be the way how the teacher explain it, because it depends on how the teacher explain it. Like in class today, um, everybody got 100% on the assignment that I gave. Um, And it's because the way how I taught it, I could have taught it much more harder, but I taught it in a way whereby it was very easy to comprehend. And I was like, why I need to start making my work more easier? And they're like, Mr. Petit, it's because you give us notes and the way how you teach it, um and so it depends on really how the teacher explain it and how they express themselves, and how much steps they 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 skip or don't skip. That's important too. Um, so yeah, maybe it's because you get better teachers. Maybe because now you're more mature, and you understanding things more
More
clearly.
mature.
Yeah, even
I
though.
think it's because you don't pass and you'd like understand it more already. I mean, you don't
Yeah,
understand.
that's true. That's another thing too. 78.5. Okay, good. So that's good.
That remind me of Bible verse, Mr. D.
Go ahead. What is it?
You ever hear the Bible verse say, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewal
Of
of
your
your
mind.
mind"?
Yes, yes, yeah. That's exactly where it all happens in our mind. And the mind is a powerful thing. Um, and it could cause you to and there's certain things like limiting beliefs, right? Um, it can cause you to limit yourself by what you believe, and it's also that's why I said like it all depends on the meaning that you put on something, and people is put meaning to you where there's supposed to be no meaning, and then you live your life based on that meaning, and you think yourself less than who you are, and so sometimes it's better to admit failure, because when you admit failure or when you admit the problem, there's no power, there's no embarrassment. Like, okay, case in point, you go to school and you wearing Vikings, right? And in what Vikings is, that's imitation for clocks, right? And so you walk in and they say, um, "Hey boy, you wearing Vikings?" And you look them right in the eye and say, "And I know I wear Vikings." And so when you admit to what happened and you admit to your state, there's no power. Like, yeah, I wearing Vikings, and so like, what's your point? Like, where's the power? That I have no.
That's that's so true, Mr. Petit. That's really true and proven.
like you trying to derive meaning from it. I in my mind it's irrelevant. It's just as irrelevant as the fly on the wall. Like, it's irrelevant. Why are you bringing it up? You know what I mean? And so don't allow people to put meaning where there's no meaning. You know what I mean? You know that's important. That's all in the mind. Okay, so 39 point.
We supposed to unit square this?
Yeah, unit squared. So I'm gonna put at the end. So the answer therefore is 39.275. I'm just gonna put square units. They mean the same thing. Square units. Now we could have started from here and just put units, and then here it's gonna be units squared, and then here it's gonna be units squared, and then units squared. That's one way. Or at the end we just got answer and say square units. It's up to you. So I showed you two ways. You could do it this way, or you could do it this way. It's up to you. All right. All right, can I move it? Let me know if I can move it.
No, sir.
And once you have it, send it to me, please.
I got it.
All right. Would you believe it's pretty hard to find? Me, I'm taking 10 minutes. I know why I have a class president. Class president. The class president soon get fired. All right. The attendance. Just stuff. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so same thing as I anticipated this question. Let's move on. So okay, so now we want the total area of the template. So I know this question is gonna take a minute. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, so we want the total area of the template. So total area. Anyone know how we're gonna do this? Total area of the template. Total area of the template equals what?
The area of the semicircle and the triangle.
Very good. Area of the semicircle plus the area of the triangle.
Wait. They want the area of the whole thing?
Yeah, the area of the entire. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Give me one moment. Hello?
Vic,
Yes, sir.
you want me?
Yeah, you on?
Where mommy?
I know where my mommy is.
Oh. She let me call you when I want to call her. She ain't come home yet.
She was here, but then she left.
Tell her when she come by you, tell her come by me, okay?
Okay, no problem.
I want to tell her something.
Yes, ma'am.
You alright? You know when I see you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then I come.
All right, thank you. All right, so all right, sorry about that. What's the area of the semicircle?
Mr. Petit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind. 39.275 meters squared.
2 what? 275?
I said 39.275 meters squared.
Meters squared.
Oh my god, squared units.
Square units plus what? What's the area of the triangle? 24?
Yeah, 24.
Yes, 24.
24 square units. And so that's going to be equal to, just add the 2. What do we get when we add them?
$39.299.
39.275 plus 24. What you get when you add them?
I get 39.299.
What? When you add these two, 39.275 plus 24. Oh, I know
62.
y'all
I
are.
got
Oh, I see what they're doing. You wouldn't believe what
63.275.
you won't believe what my good students are doing.
Adding.
No,
Wow.
adding. Y'all are. I don't even know what to call it. Whoa, I need to start doing these things by hand. All right. What y'all did is y'all put the 24 here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Someone chopped my head off, right? My goodness. This is a whole number. Okay, so we have to put it in front of, we have to put it by the 3-9. Okay, so that's how we add them.
It's at a point, my bad.
Yeah, 24.
So this is why I don't answer.
When I put it in the back there, right, I was like, I don't know if it's supposed to be at the front or at the back.
But you
Because
would
when
know
we,
because these are decimal numbers. This is a whole number. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 24.00. Like it stands on its own. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't remember because when we was in math class, we was adding to find the perimeters. I didn't remember if she just say put the 0 in front or the back.
In the back. So 5. And then, and I mean, think about it. If you have 39 square units and 24 square units, it can't still be 39. Point. You know, it can't still be
Oh,
39. You see what I'm saying?
yes, sir.
You added a whole 24 units. What's that? You
Yes,
understand?
sir.
Yeah, so sometimes just think about the answer. You know, 9 plus 4 is
13.
13. Very good. And 3 plus 1 is
4.
plus 2
4,
is
6.
6.
so that's how we add.
So,
All right. Let me know if we can do it.
Mr. D, could you show me how y'all get 25 and take that screenshot?
How about it? 24, 24. 24 was this one. Let me just do base times height.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay. All right. Oh, boy. All right. So let's continue. So we done with that question, right? Easy question in my opinion. Man does not do it. What y'all think?
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. That's what 2, 4, 7, 8 marks for multiplying and dividing and adding. Oh my goodness.
Amen.
Let's see. Oh, wow.
At least they throw you as a spoon.
I know, right? Oh wow. Okay. All right. So now let's go back to the BJC questions. It's even more easier. Shade the region indicated below each Venn diagram. So what is A union B? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's everything in A and B.
Everything in A and B combined. So which what do we shade?
And
We shade both A and B very good. So we shade all this, A and B. So this have to be shaded because this is union. All right, so this means union. So this is A union B. So that means everything in A and everything in B combined. All right. So shade all of that.
You're on exam, right? Like if they do it like this, right?
Say it
You
again.
have to actually see it in, or you could like just draw lines to it like that.
You could no shade it in. Shade it in properly. But this also counts as shading too. They shouldn't. Um, they shouldn't give you any problems with that.
Imagine they mark you down or something like that.
No, they would. They would. They certainly would. All right, and then the next one is um, what we call
That's
A.
why don't
Excellent.
take it off.
What do we call this?
Excellent.
X complement,
Excellent.
which is complete.
X complement. Very good. Wow,
Oh,
y'all are learning, you know. Y'all are really learning. X complement. All right, now what does it mean?
Shade everything but X.
Shade everything with X.
oh, buddy.
Shade everything but X. So that's all of this. Remember the outside included. All of this. All of this. Everything except for X. So all of this. All of that. All right. There we go. That's X complement. Everything except for X. All right, let me know if I can move it. Are you ready? Can I move it?
So
All right. Why is this moving? Oh, really? Um, okay, so let's continue. So Okay, all right. Okay. They're trying to get a little fancy on us in the BJC. Okay. All right. They're trying to say, okay, we could do a little something, something. All right. Let's see. I laugh because it's gonna, it's gonna be easy. Um, but they did something, and for somebody, plenty of people are gonna freak out when they see X. So I guess that's something. But anyway, the Venn diagram represents 30 students of grade 9 who study Spanish and French. Why more people study French? Usually it's more people studying Spanish than French.
I know, right?
I don't understand, but French harder than Spanish though. Spanish easier to remember.
Okay. It depends
No.
though. It depends
Je
on
m'appelle Floyd.
Mr. BT, like you
yeah.
never saw like some Spanish word that give you a hint to knowing the word in English. In
Well, that's the
English,
thing. I really ain't the right person to ask because
bruh.
yeah, I'm the right person to
Not
ask
all words though.
because
Because some words
I learned French from 7 to 12, so you know.
Whoa, teach
some
me some
different.
French words,
Intense.
So yeah.
Mr. BT. How you say tree in French?
3 or 3?
Tree.
Oh, toi. All right, so the Venn diagram. So so Spanish is 10.
Oh, never mind, never mind, never mind.
Exactly. Um, 3 is who in Spanish and French, and 12 is those who are in French only. Okay.
I think it's better to learn French.
I mean, it depends.
No,
So,
I think it's better
Sabah Kennedy.
because our situation.
Wait, no.
Better to learn French.
it depends. Like I say, it depends on especially life goals. You know.
Mm, I mean, in terms of like uh nationality distribution.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. Um, but I have a friend who he learned Spanish when he was young. So he fell in love with the language, and by the time he's my age, your age, and even beyond, very fluent, very fluent. And it's because of his understanding of language from a young age, he was able to get, several government jobs even before he was even before he um even before regular people would have been able to get a government job. And so he got a good head start because he knew languages. And right now he is in Washington, getting a master's in education, um, from having a bachelor's degree in Spanish. And he did extremely well in college for his Spanish classes. So, like I said, it depends on where you want to go. Like, if you want to have a career in Spanish, then definitely it's better to do Spanish. You know, more. If you don't want to do Spanish and you want to have a career in French, then do French. If you're just a regular person who don't care about being bilingual, then pick the one that's easier for you to get a 4.0. Like, it depends, you know. But at any rate, so we want to figure out the value of X. Now, X means um those people who are in neither Spanish or French. So they don't study Spanish or French. So I wonder what they study. Um, so how are we gonna figure out what X is? Any ideas?
You add 12, 10, and 3 and subtract it from 30.
Very good. Very good. Said better than I could say it. So we know that 30 people inside the class. 10.
Yeah.
Sorry, 10. Well, we got hmm. Hmm. Okay, we have 3 here. 3. Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good. 10, 3, and 12. So we have 30 in the class. Um, 10 in Spanish only, 3 in Spanish and French, and 12 in French only. So we want to add all them up and then subtract them from 30. Okay, so that's important. Very good, Miss Cooper. You didn't budge with that one. Very Very good. So minus 10 plus 3 plus 12.
And get 5.
X equals 2. 30, excuse me. Minus, what is 10 plus 3?
23.
10 plus 3 is 13.
13. 13.
So this
Oh,
is 12.
oh my god. I know you said plus 13.
3 and 2 is 5. 25. So we get 25. And so X squared equals to what?
5.
5.
5.
Very good. 5. So the value of
Missing out.
value of X is 5. Okay.
Hi. The 13, that's 13 divided by 12, or that's take you minus that?
Got it. 13 plus
Or
12.
you add? Okay.
Yeah, because it's 10 and the 3. That's how I got the 13.
Uh-huh.
Plus 12.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You know where I'm not hearing from? Where's Nancy? After she got bite. I know what happened after that.
I'm here. Sorry, I'm here.
Okay. All right. You good? Because all we heard was and then
Yeah,
nothing.
someone getting fight.
Vroom, vroom.
But
Just be my sister was messing around until she got tired.
Oh, good, good. All right. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. You need some annoying. Never mind. You need,
I
No,
did
we
you
don't
get
need
too
any
much.
you need some of
siblings.
that in your life. You need some. I mean, then life would be boring. You need some of that. Get out my room. And some of that.
She's open for adoption. She's on the table. Discounted price is 5%.
Oh my goodness. You don't mean that. You just saying that. You don't mean that.
She can be so lonely without her sister.
Oh, you know that, right? Nancy will be counting polls. Um, where's my sister, man? uh,
Okay, all right then.
yeah. It's play tough. They only is play tough. Miss Cooper. They only is play tough. All right. So X is 5, right? We know that.
The answer is 3.
So how many students study both Spanish and French? Oh, that's easy.
3
Yeah, that's
students.
one an intersection. Yeah, that's 3 students. 3 student. 3 students.
Estudiantes.
I just gonna say that.
Oh boy, it's a Spanish and French feud.
This would say is estudiantes or estudiantes.
Listen, you asking the wrong one. Definitely,
I think it's estudiante.
definitely ain't me.
Tres estudiantes.
Definitely ain't me, my friend.
So you only barely know how to speak English. That's it.
You asked me about Spanish. I know Spanish.
So you only know French then.
I barely know that.
Oh boy.
All right. So, how many students study Spanish?
10.
10.
Uh,
Bro.
13.
13. 13.
yeah.
Oh, I
I
see.
still tried to see this time.
I got the answer no more.
Oh.
It didn't say Spanish.
It didn't say Spanish only. It did not say Spanish only. If it said Spanish only, then we could have said 10, right? But it says who study Spanish. So that means we have to say we have to
You have
include
to add the 3, right?
yeah, the 10 and the 3. Those who study Spanish and those who study Spanish only and those who study Spanish with French. Right? So we have to add the 2. Okay? So it is 10 plus
Mr. Petit, what year is this paper?
14.
Mr. Petit,
14.
what year?
2014.
All right.
2014. So 13 students. 13 students study Spanish. We had a nice French teacher. She was chill. Her name was Mademoiselle Hamilton. Very nice teacher.
Yeah, Mr. BT, but now we had like a nice Spanish teacher, right? They just they mess up this. She was new to this. She was new to our school, right?
Mm-hmm.
They mess up her mentality so bad she's carrying on bad in classes.
Oh,
She can't. She wouldn't even tell me good morning or good afternoon whenever I pass through and say good afternoon or good morning. That's how bad they mess up her mentality.
That's how bad y'all do it right then. Y'all wouldn't be quiet in class.
They lie to her. They talk to her. Oh my god.
Oh.
She was like, "What time is school is?" Oh, think a lie. Say 2:15.
What? Oh my god.
you're evil, eh?
The
She
evil.
freaked out so bad.
The evil. Evil.
Lionel was writing that.
We was in that crew. Lionel was bringing you that.
That's not me.
I I wouldn't have taken off to your line. Class is great. Wow. Lionel, man. He's supposed to say, no, my teacher. No, they're lying.
Don't get sorry.
That's the way how he laughed. That's the way how he laughed. That's the way how he laughed. You know he's one of the foremost people.
No, I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't say nothing.
No, you gotta let the teacher get swing like that. Come
Oh,
on, where's
not
your
answer
courage?
to that.
Where's your courage, man? You gotta have courage.
She's a teacher.
Come on, man. Where's the courage? All right.
I told him to he was in that crew.
Yeah, he's foremost. He's the main one. Okay, so let's do the one that comes next, number 12. This is average speed and stuff like that. So excuse me, something like this came on the Bgcse too, you know. We just did it. I mean, not just did, but we did it last week with the boat, right? So but this one is
Yes, sir.
kind of different because here they asking something different. They're saying going home from school. Jerry takes a bus journey of 7.2 kilometers. The bus travels at average speed of 36 kilometers per hour. Calculate the time taken for the bus journey. Okay, so we want time taken. So here we know that average speed, right? I'm just gonna do the triangle, speed triangle. Some of you may be familiar with it, but it says us that speed or average speed is equal to distance, total distance, divided by time. Right? So speed equals to distance over time. Right? That's what it tells us, right? And so
Could you repeat that one more time?
average speed equals to distance over time. Okay, so that's the formula.
Learn like 2 months
We
ago.
doing science now.
You doing what?
We doing science now.
No, we ain't doing physics.
That's why I learned this in general science.
Yeah, but the same principles apply. The same principle applies. Speed equals the distance over time. And so, but here you gotta be careful. They don't want the speed. They want what?
Time.
Time.
Taken. Yeah, the time taken for the journey, right? The bus journey. And so, what that means is that we need to figure out what is
What are you
speed.
trying to use?
Say it again.
It's difficult to hear you because someone in the background is apparently screaming, and
All right. So what I need to do, screen over them. So what we need to do is,
No, please don't.
all right. So we're trying to figure out time taken. So time taken is going to be. We know that speed. All right. Let me use my bigger identifier. We know that speed is equal to distance divided by time. We know that speed equals distance over time. And so therefore, if you're trying to figure out what time is, right? Time is going to be what?
Speed over distance.
No, mom.
divided by.
It tells
Distance
you
over
distance
time.
divided by time. That's what it says. The distance on the top,
Mhm.
the speed at the bottom. So once again, speed is equal to distance over time, but time is equal to distance over speed. You always remember that. And this triangle helps you. So if you want to find distance, how would we find distance? Distance equals to what?
Time, speed times time.
Yeah, speed times time. Okay. So again, speed is equal to distance over time. Time is equal to distance over speed. And distance equals to speed times time. So let's put that on paper. So time taken. If you're not speaking, please mute your mic. So time taken is gonna be equal to. Give me one moment, please.
They can't have a class tonight.
Hello? Yes, mom.
She come?
No, not yet.
I want to go out. I want to talk. She coming to me for something, man.
I mean, you could go. I could tell her that you asked for, but she ain't reached yet.
Are you daddy?
Either right. Yes, mom. Thank you.
I didn't even know when I see you. I want to talk to you. I don't want to minute. You want a minute, right?
Yes, mom.
I want to. Hello, come to me. Why did you okay?
Okay. Yes, mom. All right. My apologies for that. So time taken is gonna be equal to. So time taken is gonna be equal to. It's gonna be equal to what? Distance over speed, right? So distance divided by speed. Divided by speed. Alright, so it's gonna be equal to, what is the distance? This total distance is gonna be equal to what?
7.2.
2 kilometers.
7.2.
Say it again.
7.2 kilometers.
7.2 kilometers.
What it is?
You will activity?
I'm here. I'm right here. I am right here. One of these days I need to turn my camera on. I thought about that. I was like, I show my face in like forever. What am I
I
doing?
know, right?
You start off good.
I start off showing my face. until I realized, well, you know, all of them have their camera off, so
You told us to do everything.
Do you put some example, Mr. Petit? You're supposed to, supposed to keep it on.
I really should. I really should. Honestly, I really should. But that's me being lazy, man. You know, so
I mean, it's only one button, you know. This one.
I
I
yo,
love to take the unpopular opinion and say you gotta keep it off.
keep it off, hey. Okay, okay. You said keep it off.
It's
Yeah,
up to
that's
you.
you gotta
Oh, just
stay
because
disciplined.
something little effect on the
Stay
thing, and just
disciplined,
I mean, the internet might be better if you keep it off.
a little friend.
True.
That's what I put you.
And that's one less thing to look at on the,
On the yeah,
you know, one less thing distracting people. You know, people trying to see what you're laughing at, what you're
see,
smiling forward.
exactly. That's exactly why I turn off because I'm like
Oh my god.
sometimes I'll be rolling my eyes and I can't have that. I can't have people seeing that.
This because she be like, y'all going home? And I'm like, yeah, we kind of did.
Yeah, we got it then.
Lionel is be all up in background.
Movie.
Lionel is be all up in people's business, man. Lionel, what happened?
No, Mr. Richard, it be funny sometimes.
Yeah, I'm missing on these juicy.
You know, like, it's something so funny you just can't resist it, Mr.
All right, so 7.2 divided by 36.
To control your mind, I know.
When we divide it, what we get? One moment. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was. No, I was. Go ahead. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Um, I mean, I just wanted to. No, I don't want to tie it. I want to talk with the tie. I mean, the card. Yeah. Please. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you so much. All right. Yes, please. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, so we have 7.2 divided by 36. What do we get for that? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was talking. I thought I was talking.
Wow.
All right, so 7.2 divided by 36 is what? What do we get?
200 meters.
0.2.
7.2 divided by 36. 0.2. I got 0.2 as well. But we gotta be careful. That's 0.2 what? This me.
Kilometer.
Km per hour.
What?
Hello?
Yeah,
Number.
0.2
Power?
0.2 what?
2.2 hours.
km per hour.
km per hour. Oh, so time is in km per hour. So
Oh, hour.
Sorry, hour.
what time is it? Oh, it's 3:45 km per hour. Really?
But don't you have to include the
8 o'clock.
But it's time.
Oh, what time is it? It's 8 o'clock kilometers per hour.
No way it's 8 o'clock. You know, we
Time is in fast.
Mr. PT, I swear. I swear you're looking at that time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So how
Mr.
long
PT.
how long did you stay in school? Oh, I stayed in school 7 hours, 7 kilometers per hour.
You still on that?
No, you stayed in school 8 hours, right? So remember, note. I don't know if I should say remember, or I should say note, or I should say recall, whatever. Just know that this kilometers cancel over this kilometers, leaving you with just the hour. Okay. to just be careful of that. So it's
Brum brum.
0.2. Thank you, Kennedy, for the sound effects. Very good. 0.2 hour. We just could put H, right? Now, HR for hour. Now, 0.2 hour is gonna be that's not even a whole of an hour. So that's like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So 0.2 hour. Okay, so that's the time taken. Ricardo, we did this question together, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I still need to figure out how to do that last one. So he then walks.
Yeah, it's 12 minutes, right?
Say it again.
You said that's 12 minutes, right?
Not 12, 20. 20. Because think about it. 0.2 hours.
Ow.
Okay, let's see. 20 divided by 60. Oh, that's wrong. That's right. It's not 20 minutes. I'm wrong. Because 20 minutes is 0.3. So 0.2 over hour. So 0.2 multiplied by 60 minutes. And what is 0.2? We can write 0.2 as 20 over 100. I mean, we don't have to do all this, but this is just we don't have, this is not a part of answering the question. This is just me figuring out. This is 22.
So it's 1.20.
It's 1.20. What do you mean 1.20? These two cancel.
1.20.
We left with these two cancels. 2 times 6 is 12. Yeah, 12 minutes. So this 12 minutes.
Oh, I thought you would have to put the decimal, you know.
What you mean?
Wait, never mind. Even if you put the decimal, it would be the same answer. My fault. My fault.
One made it 12.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
6 times 2.
I could ask you a question. How you get the 100?
Okay, because 0.2 is 20 divided by 100. So if you do 20 divided by 100, that's exactly 0.2.
Okay, 20. Okay.
So I just changed the decimal into I just changed the decimal to a fraction. That's all I did.
Fraction. Okay.
And I multiplied by 60 to figure out how much
Okay.
minutes it is, right? Again, this is not a part of the question. It's just because we can leave it at 0.2 hours. That's fine, right?
Okay.
But I just was trying to figure out how much minutes it would be, right?
Okay.
So it's 12 minutes.
Yes. All right.
Okay, so it is 7:59. I wonder if you should go over this question. Let's do this question. Oh, no, I'm not gonna do this. It's interesting because we have to flip and switch and la la la. So I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna leave
Flip and switch.
Yeah, just have to because we have to convert it, right? So we have to convert. So yeah, let's leave this homework. We're switching. Nobody does my homework.
Sound like chemistry.
And what's her name? Cooper laughed.
I laugh now.
That's true. I supposed to give you all the the new essay question. I never did that. That's because the online night I was supposed to do.
Just gonna remind you, but then you had real problems.
Yeah. Okay, so send in the notes for maths and write down this question to do for homework for tomorrow.
Should have still to you solved the problem.
The problem got solved, thank God. Alright, so okay. All right, so we're moving on to language.
Hold on.
Yes, sir. What happened?
I'm not writing the question, Mr. Boutique.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on.
Okay, so continue. Yeah, I really like this question because this question is very important for us um in terms of understanding um how to
Sorry if you interrupt. I ain't get the homework
you didn't
question.
get the
Sorry, the homework.
okay, no problem. Let me go back to the
Okay.
so where is Samantha? I didn't see her come on.
What happened is that she was dealing with a family funeral.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll inform her the stuff we was reviewing the night for the night. I'll
Okay.
let her know.
Okay. Did you
Yes, sir.
understand? Did you understand what is happening and were things clear for you?
I mean, yes, I get the clarifier of it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Now forgive us. We like to we like to talk a
I
lot.
know.
I say we like to
I
talk
see
a lot in
that.
this class, so forgive us.
Oh Lord. Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So everyone, this is Anna. Um, she messaged me about coming to classes, and I was like, yeah, man, let's go. And
Yeah.
so you'll be hearing from her.
So how they learn
Okay.
about your classes?
You gotta ask her.
You mean me?
Yeah.
I mean, um, it's a lot of work. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a lot of work, but math's in my thing. I ain't gonna lie,
Oh,
math's in my thing. I like English and everything, English language, but maths I trying to
get better.
step by step. Yeah, to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I asking like how you
And
found him? You found out
I
about him.
I found out from him from one of nursing from one of midwives.
Oh, okay.
One of the midwives to the clinic. Yeah, she give me your number. That's how come I get um to know about your classes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right. That's good.
yeah. So
You out there, Mr. Boutique?
Pardon?
Making a name for himself now.
You out there, Mr. Boutique?
I know. I mean, it's I guess it's y'all who is tell people, there's a class, y'all, but all these do is laugh a lot.
I'm sorry.
How I get in contact with you again? I should remember.
I don't know, see? That's a good question.
Why am I finding you Facebook?
Huh?
I can't remember now. I can't remember. That's it. Boy.
No, I think my sister. How dare? Sorry.
Oh boy, that sounds like a undertaker.
Hey, come here.
Alright, so
She gave her the description.
boy. uh like how Fiona's turned into how Fiona's turned into
Older.
yeah, every so often you have to do the little 1 2.
No, I don't know how to change the sound, so I just let it
Oh,
do what it want to do.
no, we don't buy that. We don't buy that. Alright, so we on at what? 2013, right? Or 2014?
13, the one with the slaves.
2013, okay, yeah. So yeah, this is
The one with us on it.
I know. Okay, so we on this paper. This is a very good paper. The reason why, and it's a very good question. I'm glad that we are covering it because it really should help us to be able to answer a lot of the questions that come, and also to help us to because this comes a lot. I mean, this question will follow you straight until college in all your English exercises. I was so surprised how questions like these are I was like, man, we in college, why we still doing stuff like this? But it's still a part. I realize it's a big part of writing. Like, oh, what does the writer do? How does the writer express themselves? What tone? What diction? What this? What that? Always straight through. And so they asked the question, how does the writer use language and other techniques to recreate what the slaves experienced and felt? So basically, for those who wasn't here, we read this passage, and this question is coming from the passage. The passage is about freedom from slavery. And it was just basically, anyone want to summarize the passage to give the person who was in here an understanding of what's going on?
Class rep, you're up.
Yes. Oh, you mean class?
Yes, Miss Cooper.
Oh my goodness. Nancy, can you summarize the passage?
Yeah, I wrote Nancy summarize and she made me call him my name.
I was assistant. I was assistant, Mr. Bethel. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. Just summarize the passage.
What I remember. Okay. So long ago. Okay, so basically, it was talking about the She was basically telling you, like, giving you basically a summary of slavery, like how when at the beginning where all they were talking about was the process of being free and how they wanted to be free.
Yeah.
And then they show you as they got when freedom was now something that they could envision, basically.
Yes.
And after they got freedom, they realized the slaves began to realize the responsibilities of being free and what it's like to live on your own, do your own thing, I guess, and basically show you how people go back into slowly make their way back into slavery.
Okay. Very good. So that's what the passage is basically about. Just basically, a slave recounting
on the cusp of freedom.
Yeah, and we have a slave, telling of their experience, and how it was like the events leading up to them being free, and the realities and challenges that they had to that was rested upon them post them being free. And so that's what this is basically talking about. And so the question is, how does the writer use language and other techniques to recreate what the slave experienced and felt? So how did the writer basically build this essay up? And so the way how we answered it last time, and it's 14 points. So getaway language, getaway math. Okay, it's for 14 points. And so we gotta be rigorous. We said that if you get 12 to 14 points, that is or 12 to 14 techniques, that's you get almost full marks for this. So you get an A letter for this particular question. You're gonna do well in this question. So the idea is trying to find as much techniques as possible. And so you have to be acquainted with the techniques in order to be able to find them. Right? And so that's the idea here. So let's consider some of the questions, the techniques that we talked about. We talked about flashback, wherein the person begins to look back into the past and tell of their experience leading up to the day of slavery. So flashback is a technique that is used. And now with this question, I want you to use this as a framework to answer other questions. So maybe inside, and I want you to learn, you have to learn these techniques. So learn diction, learn flashback, learn colloquial language, learn these things so that learn symbolism and metaphor and those things so that when you see them, you'll be able to use them. And so this is just the technique, and along with each example, if you find them inside the passage. So technique, and like I told them, you cannot just state the technique. You must state the technique, give an example, and then remember the last thing that we said.
Your personal take on
personal take.
Yeah, personal response. So personal response tells us how how it impacted you, and especially for this question, how it impacts the readers at large. Like, how does it helps the writer to convey their information properly, right? So the effect of the technique. So you start with the technique itself, the example, and the effect of the technique on
Okay. Good night, Mr. Isaac.
Mr. P.
Can I get this information sent to me?
You mean this?
Yeah.
Sure, I can send it to you, or you can take a
Yeah,
screenshot
please.
if you don't mind. Either way,
I know you.
a screenshot. You know how to take a screenshot?
Yeah, I can screenshot it.
No problem. I can also send you the Word document of this.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Um, yeah. So use of exclamatory sentences. Um, because they see the writer says we haven't settled on the gender of the writer. Okay, with this writer gonna be a male or female? Because I can keep on saying he, she. We're gonna make it. Um.
Well, undecided is also a gender, right?
Oh my goodness, that doesn't go. It says by Booker T. Washington. By Booker T. Washington. What are names supposed to sound familiar? What are they? That's a male or female?
I know Booker T was a wrestler,
That's
Jamaican
I'm like,
wrestler.
like it's more like a man name. So I guess we'll go with the male then. This sound like a woman essay though. Anyway, clearly this is not him, but no, he's right. He's born into slavery and rose to become a leading African intellectual. Okay, okay, all right. That's probably
He
him.
died on my birthday.
On your birthday, November
Um,
November 14th. I remember when we had class on Kennedy's birthday. Did you come to class that day?
I did.
Okay, y'all are realists. Okay, so yeah, so he's the author. He's the author. So he used exclamatory sentences. He used details, very important details. If there and I think especially in the fact, when you talk about the fact of this, make sure indicate that if these details was not included, then um the fact you have on the reader is that the reader would not understand the full scope of what happened. And on the part of the writer intentionally put those details in there so that the reader could get a better understanding, a better feel as to what's happening, as to what happened in that instance. You know what I mean? And so it's very important. This one, I like this one because, like for example, this says the singing cabins. Like that's a very important detail to include that they were singing in the cabins, right? And another important detail to include is that hey, the slaves had to come to terms with or to understand their freedom. That's a very important detail. Like imagine if he didn't tell us that. Like we would have think, hey, they wanted freedom, they got freedom, and they was happy, right? But the addition of this detail that hey, yeah, they wanted freedom and yeah, they got it, but they still um was basically stressed out after they realized that they had to take care of their family and deal with the realities of being free. That really had an impact on them. And so those details was very important in recreating what the slaves experienced and felt. I think this is a very good one. Um, the use of music, how music had an impact, very good thing to put inside there. And music, what do you think the music did to them? What did it do? How did it help them?
It showed the anticipation the slaves had to be free.
I love it. Like it's like you literally in my mind. Like the music, it created anticipation, right? Swing low, sweet child, coming forth to carry me home. It prepared them for their freedom. Very good in creating anticipation. I like that. Um, the reading of The Emancipation Proclamation, very important historical fact. I like that he put that in. Give me one moment. I think someone's at the door for me. One moment. Hello? All right, sorry about that. Yeah, so I like this factual information that is there because, like the reading of the Emancipation Proclamation, what effect you think this had? What effect?
Would you say Mississippi?
The reading of this factual information. I mean, sorry, the addition of this factual information. What effect that it had?
Yeah. I guess it gives the writer some authenticity. But you know the word, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
it
that.
it add authenticity to the writer's work.
It's a
Yeah.
like real experience.
Um. Yeah. It's okay. I like that. I like that. It showed that with the right. It add. I wouldn't use the word authenticity because authenticity really means like someone trying to be original. Um. But I understand what you mean, the perspective you're taking from it. But the real word that you should have used is credibility, right? So it increases
Yes.
it increases the writer's credibility that hey, yeah, that actually was a historical thing that happened. They did read the Emancipation Proclamation, so it makes you feel like, oh yeah, like the writer, man, they actually this actually right, like so it gives credibility and strength to to the to the article and the reader. It increases the reader's trust in the writer, and on the side of the writer, it increases their credibility. So that's good. Figures of speech. What effect would that have? Throwing off the mask. Freedom was in the air. You know, the Anglo-Saxons grappled with these questions. What effect would that have on the piece and on the reader, on the writer? Like what effects we could think of?
I have no clue.
A sense of relief.
Sense of belief. Okay. Okay. What? Okay. Let's take freedom was in the air, right?
They trying to get a point across, like trying to prove something, like make it sound relatable.
Okay, I like that. By using these figures of speech, it
Yeah, because
facilitates. Go ahead.
I was just saying they're trying to give life to like non-living objects. I figured, okay, never mind.
You getting there? You getting there? You around it. But what's the purpose of? Why do you think the writer would write in this term, like use this terminology? Like, why would she say, or he? Sorry, keep on thinking. Why would he say throwing off the mask instead of just saying outrightly what it means? Why would he say freedom was in the air instead of saying exactly what he means? Like why would he say the Anglo-Saxons grappled with these questions instead of saying it literally? Like why go the figurative route?
Maybe they gotta give the story a
Makes it
little
interesting.
suspense.
Not
No.
not suspense.
I
The
was
word is not
I was
suspense.
thinking. I just think he wanted them to feel it, like
Okay, I like that word. That you hitting it. You hitting it. Like
I
they
like he trying to get them to experience the what they was going through. I figured.
Yes, right. It by painting the. Go ahead. Anyone else before I
Remember, no wrong answers.
exactly. Wow, and they still silent as a mouse. Oh boy, you don't have to be afraid. Um,
Makes it interesting.
say it again.
He
Ah,
paint the picture.
hit the nail right on the
It
head.
makes it.
Yeah, just to give it some, like they say, to add some flavor, right? Um, so it does make it more
So
interesting.
he was painting a picture then, like trying
Yeah,
to
he's painting a picture.
um
Yeah, so that's the reason he wasn't so bland. He say freedom was in the air. Instead of just saying, um, instead of just saying it formally, like, they was about to have freedom, right? No, freedom was in the air. Like, and when you think about it, like it gives you a different feel, right? Um, and so it's trying to connect, the reader emotionally to the passage. I like that. I like that effect. Like he's trying to bring the reader to an emotional space, right? Whereby he feels with the slaves feels, he hears with the slaves hears. And that would create interest because now the reader's in a different world, right? They ain't in their regular world, they inside the world of the story. And
Yeah.
and then it no longer becomes reading, but it becomes entertainment, it becomes something fun. And attention is hold, you hold the person attention. So um that's also a good effect of it. But also too, it could just have been his style too, you know what I mean? So it does gives the reader an understanding of the writer's style. That's just there. Like some people speak in a certain way, like different authors have different styles, and so it may just be his style to write like this. And so using figurative language just does give us an indication of his style and the way he expresses himself as a writer. Um, okay. Use of symbolism. Remember the symbolism was the mass, and I like the way how this is written. It says that the mass, I love this, symbolizes their pretense that they were happy with their unshaved state and did not dream to speak of freedom. So all this is saying, I just love the way how they write it. It's just saying that the mass represents um how pretending they were. Like it represented their pretended nature, pretended state. That the mass was that that thing that scam, if you must, right? Like, yeah, we happy being um um yeah, we're happy being enslaved. Yeah, we are happy being enslaved, right? No, we're not. But we pretend as if it's so. And so finally they were able to take off their mask, their pretense, right? Their pretense. And we know it, hopefully we know what pretense mean. Anyone knows what pretense mean? Or need a definition? Or need some understanding of what that means?
Need understanding.
You understand it? Yeah, pretense. And if we go to definition,
Yes.
like it's a it's a trick, a con, a sham, a hoax, a fabrication. I like that. It's a deception, a cover up, right? So the mask
Explain
symbolizes.
it.
Say it again.
You don't mind explaining it?
Yeah. So the mask symbolizes their their lie, basically, to be very simple. The mask symbolizes their lie, and the lie was that they were happy being enslaved. But finally, when as freedom was approaching, they was able to throw off that mask or to throw off that lie, and the lie was that they were happy being enslaved. But now, when there are persons, there are keepers looking at them, be like, y'all wasn't all that. Why y'all so excited? Because they was always excited. They just
They
never
bamboozled the master.
exactly. They just never, really showed it. And why would they shoot? Want them, want they be half dead. Yeah, we happy being enslaved. Yeah, of course, who wouldn't be, right? Um. Okay, so this one says use of characterization. So let's continue. So this is new information now. Use of characterization. So write this down for me. use of characterization. And so the example that we have here is of mother and her love for her children. This is the example that we look in the story, and I'm going to show you where it is. And deep desire for freedom.
Curiosity, you don't like going over the passage to get this information out of it? Or you're just saying what they would want?
This is what the passage, this is stuff we get from the passage. All right. So these, when I say example, this is directly from the passage, and I'm going to show you where it's from. Okay.
You remember that?
No, I have it printed already. I have it printed of slave owners and their attachment to the people with whom they had enslaved, formed bonds with, and were now, I love this bit, and were now to be separated. This is amazing how the writer does this. It's amazing. So they use characterization. So they paint a picture whereby the slave owners is compared to a mother, right? And the slaves are compared to children, right? And so when they're detached, right? You can imagine a mother being detached from a child. How does the child feel and how does the mother feel? And so by painting this comparison, the writer is able to say more by saying less, because we already know what the relationship with a mother and a child entails. And so by making that characterization, or making that comparison, he is able to paint a whole new picture and create a whole new nuance with his work. And so let's show it in the passage. Okay, let's see. All right. Where do we see characterization? Where do we see it? Is it in the last paragraph?
No, so.
It's there, you know. You have to look.
What?
Yeah, right there.
What you mean, the petty amount? No.
Oh my goodness, y'all didn't see it? Come on, it's right there.
What am I looking for exactly?
We're looking for characterization. So, remember, of a
Oh,
mother.
I think I see it.
You see it?
Oh,
Of a
no.
mother and her love for children and deep desire for freedom. Of slave owners and their attachment to the people whom they are enslaved, form bonds with and were now separated from. So we have the slave owners being compared to the mother, and the slaves being compared to the children. So look at it. Think about it.
You mean the part where they slowly return back to their owners, that part?
No.
You mean where it said the greater responsibility of that?
No.
The turning of youth.
Where you see the turning of youth?
1, 2, 3, 43.
43. Very good. It was very much like suddenly turning a youth of 10 or 12 years out into the world to provide for himself. So this is a good example there. They comparing the slaves to what? To children growing up, And if they are the children, then who is the mother?
Slaves?
The slave owners. All right. And so this line helps to create that comparison of the slaves to children and the slave owners to parents. Let's see if we can find.
It's funny, like when I was scanning, that's the first sentence I look at. And I come off it and got the other one. So I was like, I probably in it.
I tell you about that.
Confidence. That's the
Confidence.
first thing I look at, and that's the first thing I say.
And your confidence can sometimes lead you.
Well, see, that's the thing. You don't doubt confidence. Then it's not confidence. Like, how you can you can doubt confidence. Like, am I like it's like asking the question, am I confident? No, that's the first that's where you're going wrong. A confident person don't doubt their confidence. Like just
So when I confident, wow.
you just
Say
speak it.
sometimes.
How you gonna doubt your confidenceness if that's even a word?
Confidenceness, okay.
All right, let's see if we can find some more. Um. mm, mm, mm. I like this. As I now recall, this also could help too. As I now recall, the impression they made on me. They did not at the moment seem to be sad because of the loss of their property. Listen to this now. This probably is the better example. But rather because of what? Parting with those whom they had read and were in many ways very close to them. Is that it? Is that it? As I now recall, they impression they did not want to see inside because of the loss of property, but rather of parting those whom they had read and who were many good. No, darn it. That wouldn't work. They're talking about among their slave partners, so that wouldn't work. No.
So you go back up a little bit.
Go back up to that. Give me one moment. I'm looking to see if I can find any other comparisons that would indicate.
It's so blurry, hard to read.
Mm-hmm. Let me open up a little bit. You know, I'm saying with Boulder, through the sun is a world, the next world. Um, mm, 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 the world. I like this one. This also is close, but it says there was a feeling of deep interest or perhaps a sadness on their faces, but not bitterness. It's also true. Like even if you are leaving from your parents' house, um, you may be happy, right? So feeling of deep interest. You may even be sad, but you won't be bitter. That makes sense?
Oh.
I agree.
Yeah, so this also is where the writer also makes the comparison to comparing the experience of mother and the slaves, and because it's relatable, like just like how when you leave your parents' house you wouldn't be, well, you would be interested to leave because you want to, I mean, get out their rules. You'd be sad because, I mean, it's a sad thing, but you won't be bitter towards them, and so that's also important. But rather because of parting of those whom they had read and were in many ways close to them. We're free. Some wept. My mother's son. Okay. Okay. She repeated again, but there was no feeling of bitterness. Huh? Okay, I love this. Okay, 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 okay. But there was no feeling of bitterness. In fact, there was what? Pity among the
Pity among the
slaves
slaves.
for our former owners. Yeah, it's also a good thing right there to show the connection between the slaves and their owners. Like they didn't feel bitter towards them, you know? So this is a good one to show it. And this was a good one too. It was very much like suddenly turning a youth of 10 or 12 years old out of the world to provide for himself. Yeah. Okay, very good. Yeah. Okay, so good. Characterization of mother and her love. Sorry, of mother and her love for her children and deep desire for freedom. Of slave owners and their attachment to the people whom they had enslaved. Form bonds with and were now to be separated from. Use of characterization. Yeah. Of slave owners and their attachment to the people. Yeah, we see that clearly, eh? How the writer showed how the slaves and the slave owners were attached. We see also the forming of bonds that were now to be separated. That's within the slaves themselves, though, you know, within the slaves themselves. And we also see um, the mother too, um, speaking about how his mother was extremely happy because she had longed for freedom, um, but she never thought that she would see it. Okay, so that's good. Okay, next up we have use of quotation marks. Well, this one we saw before, use of
They use it for the slang, for the
yeah.
music.
Mm-hmm. So it's not used for slang, like you said, and physics say used for slang phrases in terms and for the music, sign, or songing. So that'll be like we saw the big house, and we also saw it with the different
Throwing
things.
off the mouse.
Say it again.
Throwing off the mouse.
Throwing off the mask. Yes. Excuse me. Um, with the songs, we saw it for what? All right. I thought I had this paper. I thought I had the thing in front of me, but I don't. I thought I had the actual um essay in front of me, but I have to go here. All of us swing low, sweet chariot, coming from the
Yankee.
we started before Yankee, freedom. So all those things also add flavor to it. You know, I'm not gonna put that song again. We already have it up here. Okay. All right. Use of quotation marks. Next up, we have insert
So
below.
it is really 14, right?
I say it's only 14. You're so funny. Um,
24, right?
uh, let's see if it's 24. Um, let's put it like this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more. Okay, so
Oh,
use of rhetorical questioning. All right, so that also helped to recreate the scene. So using rhetorical questions. What's a rhetorical question?
Question you don't need the answer to.
A question that is not meant to be answered, but it's meant to make a point, right?
so
So the question that they asked was it any wonder? Was it any wonder that within a few hours, quarters, so that's a rhetorical question. So that's a good device to use. Next thing was
let's see, like thinking out loud. Is that
say thinking out loud. You mean
like you talking to yourself, but you talking out loud?
if that's rhetorical questions?
Yes, sir.
You mean what the writer does, not what people do when they talk to themselves. Next thing is use of the first person. All right, use of first person. When we say first person, we're talking about stuff like when they say I, we, all right, and also when they use personal experiences, right? So that's also good because they were there, all right, and so the writer gets the reader gets a better. I guess it also helps the reader to trust the person more because there was actually an eyewitness of the scene, and so it's good when I say first person. No, first person. Use of first person. I, we, and personal experiences. So this author does it a lot. So we could find any relevant citation. So it's loaded. Anyone can see any here? First person. First person pronouns.
We,
We.
the second line.
Right there.
Literally,
We.
the second line.
What else?
Keep going down.
You know,
I see. Oh, yeah. I see.
where you see
I
I?
I went to the
I went to
master's
the
house,
master's house.
Yeah, first
and
person.
then as I now
As I
recall.
now recall.
As I now recall. Let's use that. As I now recall.
What about our? Like I would say all
Our.
of our master.
Yeah, our. That's good. Our. Okay, so as I now recall. So what effect would that have? As I now recall. Think about it.
You know, like what that means?
Not what it means, but what effect it will have. Like
Well, like you said, they trust them because
by using the first person. By using the first person.
I mean, you could believe them because like they was there.
Exactly. Very good. Very good. It's way more credible because they were actually there. So
Listen to you go back for a minute, please.
1 minute 60 seconds, no problem. Where should I go back to? Up, or you mean to the actual reading?
Number 13.
Okay, 13. Alright, so the next one is use of, this is also
Thank
very important. This is très important, very important. Use of descriptive, so description, imagery, and sensory details, very important. Okay, so it's very important. Okay, so imagery. When we say imagery, what do we mean? Imagery.
Words that describe the five senses.
Yeah, like imagery means recreating the scene in your mind. All right, so you can see it. You could take from that word imagine, right? And so you use sensory details to do that. And so when we see it in the passage, it's the celebration, and they said wild scenes of what? Of ecstasy, right? Wild scene of ecstasy is used, huh? Like you could almost taste that, like what? Wild scenes of ecstasy, like that's great use of sensory of description and sensory details. Another one is this writer really trying to get into our emotional side. They said let me go back up to number 11. Someone's asked me to go back to 11. Okay, so the writer, let me see. Wait, let me see if I put it like this, if it would be better. I guess it'll be better. Yeah, I guess it'll be better like that. All right, so so the the writer really trying to get in our emotional side because as they said, mother's tears, right? Mother's tears, like you know what I mean, like uh, so like that's great description, and I really trying to get into our emotions and great description use, and we could easily imagine that, right? And also there's something else, the feeling of deep gloom that followed, right? And so and other things, right? So great description, imagery, sensory details, and everything there. I love this one. I really love this one. Use of, I probably say that for every one of them, but I really like this one. Use of irony or paradox. Now, can someone tell me what is the irony of this whole entire essay? Like,
The who?
the irony of the essay.
The freedom being in the body and not the mind.
The freedom being in the body and not the mind. Explain. Explain.
Well, it was supposed to be such a wonderful, joyous thing,
Uh-huh.
Freedom, yeah, finally.
Yeah.
But they end up coming right back to the doorstep, the same people they wanted to be free from.
Very
Kind of ironic.
That's the ironic. That's what ironic means. Ironic means something that was unexpected and something that is contradictory, right? That's the same thing with paradox, right? Something that is when we say paradoxical, it's like it works in contrast to each other, like those two are opposing ideas, right? So and it's also something ironic is also surprising too, right? Like the whole thing is freedom from slavery. Oh my goodness. The title of this thing is freedom from slavery, right? The writer spent so much time talking about, wow, freedom was anticipated. Wow, we wanted it so bad. And wow, swing low, sweet chariot. And freedom is in the air. And mother crying and, children laughing and mother kissing her children and, and there was great rejoicing, even wild scenes of ecstasy. for this freedom, right? And then now they get it. They get the freedom that they was, watery eye for, that they were singing for, that they was rejoicing for. They got it. And then, gradually, one by one, they went back. Isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
Depressing.
Right?
Mm.
Isn't that paradoxical, right? All right. So that's define ironic. When we say ironic, we mean irony. It's very important to note irony. Um, I love it. Irony, in its broadest sense, is a rhetorical device that we learning, a literary device or literary technique, or event in which what on the surface appears to be the case or expected differs radically from what is actually the case. You see that? Right? What on the surface appears to be the case or expected to be the case differs radically from what is actually the case. So you would think that it's expected that when they get freedom, yeah, they would be excited, and then when they finally get it, they would, be reasonable and not go back into slavery. Like that's the whole point. But it's ironic that they went back, you know. So yeah. All right. So the good stuff. So that's what we mean. So let's write that. Um, and this is a major thing. You know what I mean? Major thing in this
They
class.
do realize some of the things they was doing back in this day we still do today.
What do you mean? Let me hear this.
Like remember when you were saying like um use of symbolism. We used to do that a lot in the workplace.
Go ahead. What you mean?
Okay, like we put up a pretense. Yeah, I don't mind doing this extra work.
Ah,
No problem, sir. No problem. Hey, anytime.
anytime, right? Oh, I love it. I love it, Mr. Beth. Yeah, right. You know.
Damn, you can't wait. You sending in going resume.
Oh, that's right. That's right. My goodness. Oh my goodness. That's right. You're so true, Mr. Bethel. Oh wow.
So he ain't nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, nothing new under the sun. You're right. Wow. That's ironic, right? You only do that to save face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's to have a good record.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all.
all. That's all. That's all. Only to save face. You know what I mean? You made a good point, eh? Wow. So much people saving face in my class. Yay, we love math. Yay, math is amazing, right?
Literally,
I
that
know, right?
Like, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm.
The time they send in all the notes. Yeah, but really, I keep enough.
Yeah, keep it up. I love this. This is the best
I
class.
have an exam coming. You get that grade.
Like, oh boy, wow, that's a good one. It's ironic, eh? One time I saying, man, yeah, man, this person is all man. They what? No one what? No one gonna get them. 3 squared, 9, what? Pi r squared over 2. We loving it, Mr. B. We loving it. Time when they sign off, finally. It's 3 hours of madness every night. I can't take this. Oh boy. It's alright, it's alright. You take off the
I don't
mask.
say the madness part, but yeah.
You can take off the mask. You can take off the mask. You know,
Uh,
throw it away.
Yeah, but Steve,
Not
this
you
this three
taking my
hours thing
stuff.
does drain me. I ain't gonna lie.
It,
It is caused me not want to do the things I just want to do.
well, that's good. I hope.
No, the things like I want to start like doing like
Uh-huh.
the physics and the chemistry. And it's like
Oh,
I can't put them no more, man. I can't deal with no more formulas. No.
oh my goodness. Man, don't let it discourage you. I mean, as with anything, it requires work and effort. Grade 12 was one of the hardest experiences of my life. That may sound um overboard, but I used to take school overboard. I tell you no word a lie. And having to have to take all those BGCSEs plus coursework plus our final exams for school. So you had to take final exams for school and do BGCSE exams. They wasn't playing. And on top of that, community service. And on top of that, writing letters, trying to look, see what colleges you're going to, trying to figure out your whole life, like what are you gonna do? It was crazy, man. Grade 12 I wasn't playing. You know what I mean? That was a serious experience. That was a serious experience, but they tell you no word to lie.
See, sorry, there's a personal question for you. I don't know if you can answer, but how did you know that you was gonna go into teaching?
I didn't.
You didn't.
No, I didn't.
Oh. So like you just chose it at random or something?
Not at random. I chose it after plan A didn't work out as I wanted to. And I was actually going into medicine, um,
Mm.
going to medical field like that.
Mhm.
I went away and everything.
Mhm.
But then situation happened where I had to come back. And so I was like, okay, well, I already here.
So you
I
just
did
took
my
up teaching.
I just I just started off with math. I realized that I love math. At least not love math. I just love what I was good at. So that's just how it is. You know what I mean?
So what kind of doctor you was going to be?
More on the natural side, like those sort of stuff. And so
Oh,
more like that.
okay. So you basically have a degree in biochemistry.
I have a degree in biochem. I when I came back, I decided to do because that's what I initially was gonna go biochem. But I decided to change my major to math education.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah,
All right. Yeah, it's one of my
yeah, it was a journey, man. A journey. I didn't realize how fast time gone. Time gone fast when just I just felt like I just was in school. Like it's crazy. Time going fast. Uh, okay, it's 9 o'clock. Hey, but let's leave with this maybe this last one. And here I'll say any relevant. Should I do this to y'all? Yeah, I can do this to y'all. Any relevant citation. I'm gonna put homework in quotation. So find out where he used a serious, somber, or reflective tone. Okay, all right. You understand that? So I want you to find an example in the passage where the writer used a reflective tone, somber tone, or serious tone. Now, if you don't have this essay, just go on student shed. Just go on student shed. No, just type in BGCSE 2013 English language, and then it can carry you to student shed. I hope this thing works. Y'all can hear me? Oh, my internet connection lost. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, you still in class?
Yes, I was still in.
You left it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, my internet connection left. The rest of them left too?
Yes, I think everybody left. I shall.
Okay, all right. Where did I left y'all off of at? Hey, Miss Cooper.
We left up on number 16. You said serious.